It didn't start for some reason.
You didn't hit live.
No, I hit live. It said it had an error.
I'll do it. I'll be back.
No,
I'll
I
do
got
it. I'll do it for you.
Yo, hello. You are in the mic with Joey Two Outs. This is the first official episode. I'd like to thank both of you guys for coming on, and I'm gonna do these intros. We're gonna start with one of our star guests. He is a co-star on the Control Room podcast, and he's a Los Angeles Lakers fan. And we got Ramiro down the bottom.
Thanks for the invite, guys.
And from our other brother from another mother, he is the co-owner and operator of SPORTSDADDYTV. He is also the biggest Chiefs fan I know. Not only to forget, he is a hometown Clippers fan, Big Chief Daddy.
I see he's got his gear on.
Yeah, that's right. You know I do. Well, come on now.
That game the other night.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that one.
Man, that shot by AD just barely rimmed out.
Yeah.
Hey, we gonna get there in a minute. I want to get some quick fire takes. I've had video after video after video of Ben Simmons and him going to the Kings.
Is that the latest?
That's almost the latest. Question is where do you guys want to see him until this deal is done?
Man, I would not mind seeing them in purple and gold. I think people are selling him short, because of his, lack of shooting ability. But he does everything else. He can always improve his shooting. The Lakers roster, the way it's constructed right now, we need shooters, but we could also use everything that he provides. I mean, we could always get shooters. We're there's talk about Buddy Hield out there again. That's coming up again up on the trade deadline. But I would love Ben Simmons. To me, he's a complete opposite of what Russell Westbrook is. He fits perfectly with the Lakers. I think he would love it out here in LA. I mean, so I'm pushing for Simmons to come to the Lakers, but we'll see. There's a lot of interested teams out there.
Man, you know who I think they should go to? Now, I gotta say, first off, I don't like they're saying Harden for Simmons, and I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think I like him in New Orleans with Josh Hart. I think that'd be a perfect spot for him. He gets away, he gets out, he goes to the West, he gets away because they're not gonna. Philadelphia ain't trading him to the East. There's no way they're gonna trade him to anywhere in the East. So anywhere in the East is not gonna happen. I don't think he's a good fit in the Lakers. I don't want him in the Clippers, but I think he'd be good with New Orleans, with teaming up with Josh Hart and that New Orleans Pelicans. They might have a good run, and it might revive his career.
I'm surprised. You don't want him on the Clippers, considering that Kawhi is out for the season with the torn ACL, and then I'm hearing that Paul George might not suit up for the remainder of the year. You guys could really use him. I'm surprised that you wouldn't be interested in a talent like Ben Simmons.
Well, it's not that I pretty much think this season's over. You know what I'm saying? I think this season is pretty much done.
So you guys, you guys are packing it up, huh?
After this trade that they made, and yeah, I think it's pretty much it's a done deal. Yeah, people, they're talking playing game. It's all we want to be in the playoffs. Let's just scratch this whole season Let Paul George get his surgery on his elbow. Let Kawhi have a full year. We don't want to pull a San Antonio Spurs and have him come in early and then mess up his knee even more. And then he says, "I'm not playing no more. You guys are messing up my money." So let's just sit him. Let's sit him. And because I mean, you didn't improve yourself with this trade. Now you didn't improve yourself with
the only problem that the Clippers have is they don't have a draft pick till like 2030. So I don't know how exactly you plan on improving your team, because it's not going to be through the draft, obviously, because all your draft picks belong to OKC for the
well, and one went to Portland, but it was a one from the Pistons. They had a Piston one for like 2025. But I agree with you. It's more going to be, you're going to have to rebuild this franchise through the free agency. But your two biggest R's,
yeah,
I would do exactly what Golden State did and just sacrifice a year. I mean,
yeah,
sacrifice a year. You're going to go into a new arena in what, a year or two. So you'll have a nice cohesive group.
yeah.
Tyronn Lue's not the problem.
No, man, Ty Lue has done a heck of a job. I mean, you can't blame him. I mean, what you guys are doing without your two best players is pretty remarkable. I got to give you guys credit. I think you guys have a deeper roster than we do. I mean, if we're being honest, we're both looking at possibly the play-in game. We're looking at 7 seed or 8 seed if we're lucky. I mean, both our teams, man, we're not in very good situations as far as cap space, and the Lakers really put themselves in a bind bringing Westbrook and paying him $40 million a year because now they're stuck with him, and there's not many teams willing to take that contract off of our hands. I mean, if we're being honest, man, Joey's Miami Heat are probably the team with the best situation. I mean, because they're way under the cap, the salary cap, and I mean their roster it's pretty decent roster, and they can make a lot of moves. Unlike our teams, man, we're pretty much stuck with what we have.
Yeah. So I mean, I heard Bazemore might be a signing. Maybe you can do a signing trade with getting to get Paul Millsap if Paul Millsap gets released. Maybe you guys can pick him up, but you can do some kind of sign and trade. But
Bazemore, he's of no use to us. Please take him. Take him.
All right. Well, let me go back to this. For anybody who's been listening in the car with Joey Zuwalitz, I've had this. I think I've been saying it for almost a year. I know I've been saying it for 3 years. It's not that Ben Simmons is not a great player. Ben Simmons doesn't want to be in LA. Let me just ask anybody who's ever worked for any other corporation. If somebody's going to dog you and blame you out for something that's not your fault, yeah, you make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Somebody's going to dog you out on live TV and tell you that you're the reason why you lost. Why would you go back and work for that company?
No, I agree, man. I agree. His teammates in Philly did him dirty. And not only that, Doc Rivers, when your coach, throws you under the bus like that, there's really no coming back from that. You don't want to play for that man. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But, sitting out, I don't know, man. Sitting out half of the season already, his stock is dropping.
Hey, and, that's Morey's fault. That's not his fault.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Daryl Morey. But see, Daryl Morey,
nobody believed Ben Simmons. Nobody believed him. He said, "I'm not playing for Philly again." I said, "That dude's not American. He's from Australia. They're different. Them cats are different down there."
Yeah. He definitely needs a change of scenery. I think he's a heck of a talent. I think people, like I said, are selling him short. In my eyes, he's very underrated because, we know that he's a horrible shooter.
Horrible shooter, but who asked him to?
But listen, he does everything else. He does everything else well. And like I said, depending on what team you put him on, if you put him on the right roster, he can really help. He can really help some of these teams.
All right. Now, last thing. He's been linked to the Kings, and now they're saying all of a sudden they're not because De'Aaron Fox is from New Orleans. I don't see that happen. If it's not Sacramento, what other team makes sense? Now, just for the record, I had two teams. Very, very simple. I said, if he does not go to Sacramento, where it'd be a perfect fit, he's an up and down player. He can rebound. He can play defense at power forward. He's not a natural fit at point guard in the NBA. He might have been in college where he dominates, but let's break down two teams right now. Let's break down Philly. The experiment was an experiment. It was crap.
You don't believe in the process? You don't trust the process, Joey?
No, I don't trust the process because all they did was the Miami Dolphins and tank, okay? So if you do that, tank, and then you finally get your two stars, they got to fit. Now, where other place is it not working? Boston. They might like each other personally, but Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum don't fit.
So
now,
you don't think they can coexist, Brown and Tatum?
I think they can, but I don't think they can go far with that head coach. I think they need to keep moving forward. That process is pretty much done too. So swap Brown for Simmons. Simmons can go to a high-class culture in Boston with a new coach who is discipline-oriented, with Jaylen Brown who will take the shot, and a guy who can get him open and assisting from the power, be a point forward. Big Chief, you're nodding your head. I mean, that looked good to me. I don't know about you.
I still like New Orleans with Josh Hart. I have somebody going else. I have somebody else going to Boston. I have somebody else.
How does the Mammoth, how does the Mammoth and Ben Simmons fit together? They both play off the ball, kind of.
I understand, but they'll make it fit, and it should be just to be a great refresher for Ben Simmons. You go to somewhere like New Orleans, it's not a win for me type of city. So and you're in the West, so you got enough to go ahead and go and rebuild your career, so you're good. So that's what I would do. I would go there. I have somebody else. If we're gonna talk some trades right now, I got somebody else going to Boston. And whenever we're ready to do a trade,
okay, you know what?
Let's hear it. Let's
hear it. That's hot too.
All right, we talking trades now. Let's do
Talking trades. Let's go.
So I got Bradley Beal going to Boston. You could even have Jaylen Brown and Joe Johnson go down to Washington if you want to get rid of one of those, or you can even have Bradley Beal play with Jaylen Brown. I think
that's what I was about to ask you. Is it because him and Jason Tatum are real close friends?
Yeah. Everybody else is playing with their friends and their buddies. That's this year's NBA. This ain't what they say. This is not your daddy's NBA, right? This is
true.
You don't want to beat that person. You want to join them. The last person, like I said, is the boy that is my man over there that has his jersey hanging on the wall. That's the last person that never wanted a team with anybody. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right there. That's Will Smith.
Let's put some respect on his name. Giannis don't want to play with nobody either.
I understand that Giannis don't want to play with nobody, but Giannis ain't Kobe Bryant. Giannis won one title.
Nah, he's Baby Shaq.
He's not even Baby Shaq. He's probably like Baby Dwight. All right, he won one title. Title.
That's not fair. I think he's better than Dwight.
Let him win one more title. But that's who I got as far as going to Boston. Now I got another trade I'm thinking about. I threw some trades out here, right?
No, go for it.
Cavs go get Eric Gordon. Cavaliers go get Eric Gordon. You can team him up with Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland, and you got yourself a squad. Hello, you finally came out of the LeBron killer Cavaliers, and now you have a squad you can actually build. You got a great coach that has no pressure. Talk about another team that has no pressure, and boom, Cavs go get Eric Gordon. You're probably in the playoffs.
Yeah, Cavs are a good young team. Cavs are a very good young team.
You got any trade ideas over there?
I know that Indiana is dangling pretty much their entire roster out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Miles Turner out there. For teams that need a big man. They got some pretty good players on that team that are available. So, I mean, but like I said, the Lakers right now and the Clippers, our situation is such that we really don't have many options right now. We're kind of stuck with what we have. But Miami, on the other hand, your team's in pretty good shape. I mean, Pat Riley, always does a great job. So you guys are in a better spot than our teams are. That's for sure.
Okay, you know what he does do that I don't think anybody else has caught on to yet? So after the draft, he has a personal workout of the top 15 prospects that were not drafted. And he signs 3 of them to the off-season team. Now, what this creates is you get 3 of those dudes who really want the job. This is part of that Kendrick Nunn group. Now, Kendrick Nunn was drafted, but he was put in that 3-man group.
Man, don't even say that name. He has done nothing for us, man.
You want to know why?
You want to know why? Because he's hurt all season, man.
Let's just keep it real. He went from a culture that completely demands excellence and hustle every day to a team that plays with LeBron. Oh, we just going to be about that money. And we just going to be about the opportunity.
He just came out here to collect a paycheck.
Right.
He hasn't given us 1 minute.
Came, everybody there is getting money except for Russ. Russ is the only one. And we'll get started on the Lakers/Clippers here in a little bit. But there is one other trade I would like to see. Okay. I know this might sound funny, but think about it for a second. And it's funny you had brought up Indiana. Miles Turner finds his way to Charlotte. If you had him in Charlotte with LaMelo, that defense and the way that dude can play the perimeter, and then you got Scary Terry.
Yeah, if you're a big man, I know that any big man will love to play with LaMelo because he's going to give you those alley-oops. It's easy buckets all day. But, the big trade to me, I think that could really change how the East looks is if Harden does, in fact, want to go to Philly.
Who?
James Harden.
James Harden's been rumored to go to Philly.
James Harden. He wants out of Brooklyn.
I'm still trying to figure out who we're talking about.
The beard. The beard.
Oh, the beard. Oh, you mean
beard.
The guy who used to play in the NBA, who used to play for that guy? Or you mean the guy who supposedly had joined?
If you pair him up with Embiid, Philly's gonna be a problem.
But who are you trading? Who's Philly trading?
Well, obviously Ben Simmons.
Not going to go to the East though. They won't trade him to the
problem.
East.
That's the problem.
Who else can you give him?
I mean, I'm sure that they could work something out. I mean, because if he's not happy in Brooklyn, I mean, Ben's not happy obviously in Philly. James Harden is not happy in Brooklyn because this whole situation. He thought he was going to be able to play with Kyrie and KD, and they were going to, be a dynasty, and it hasn't, it hasn't worked out that way. Obviously, because the Kyrie situation, and KD just got hurt. So James Harden, I'm hearing he wants out of Brooklyn.
I'm sorry, you guys keep saying that name, but I like talking about people who play in the NBA because as soon as these rules changed, all of a sudden he's not the free throw line and he's not the same guy. So again, I'm still trying to figure out who you're talking about.
No, look,
the rule, man, stop being funny, man. You know who that.
Come on, man.
We'll get.
He's an MVP a couple years ago.
I got one right here for you. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Jeremy Grant and Kyle Olynyk to the Kings for a future draft pick and Badgley.
Yeah, and my goodness, Bagley, Bagley Jr. He's from Duke. He's a great talent. I thought he was going to be the next big thing. Then we ended up with Luke in Sacramento. I thought that would be a great fit. And then as soon as I heard the Ben Simmons stuff, I'm like, ooh, trade Melvin Bagley, and go ahead and get De'Aaron Fox and let De'Aaron go to Philly. To me, that still makes sense.
But do you like that one, Jeremy Grant and Kyle?
The only reason I'm a huge Kelly Olynyk fan, and he's one of the guys that I've been targeted on coming on this show. The dude not only can play basketball, the brother can cook. Okay, Kelly Olynyk be all over the map. I follow him on Instagram. The dude's awesome. Oh, and I think the brother plays guitar and sings.
Kelly Olynyk. Wait a second,
Kelly
man.
Olynyk is on the map.
Wait.
Telling you.
You're gonna praise Kelly Olynyk?
Yes.
Disrespect James Harden?
Who?
Come on, man.
Well, hey, just let me ask you a question. 2 years ago, that dude was he lived at the free throw line and was averaging 30-point games.
Joe,
what's he doing now?
2 wallets.
He's still a pretty damn good player.
2 wallets. I hear something here. Ready? I hear something. People saying put some respect on James Harden's name, man.
Yes.
Put some respect on James Harden's name.
Yes.
I'll put the respect on. Keep that same energy when we talk about Russell Westbrook, then, okay? Put some respect on that,
so
man.
You wouldn't. Okay, let me ask you, Joey. Let me ask you something. So, would you be mad if the Miami Heat somehow worked out a trade and got James Harden over there in
Yes, I'd be highly upset.
Miami.
I'd be highly upset.
You would go out and buy a James Harden jersey that very same day.
I'm gonna buy it for him.
Look, the last
Stop lying, Joey.
The last Miami Heat jerseys I bought, Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning.
That's my guy. Hardaway's my guy.
I haven't even got
Crossover.
the D-Wade one yet, but brother be broke, gotta pay bills. Otherwise, I'd have a D-Wade one too.
So you didn't get a LeBron jersey when he was in Miami?
Okay, you're lucky my other brother's not on the show because he's my proof. I said I don't want LeBron. I want Wade, Bosh, and Gay.
You didn't get a Shaq jersey when Shaq went to Miami?
Absolutely.
So, Joey, let me ask you. So you didn't celebrate them championships with LeBron on Miami? You didn't celebrate them?
Oh, okay. When an assassin goes and kills somebody and gets a job done, does that mean I got to celebrate it? He did his job.
Well, let me tell you, I sure as hell celebrated that Laker championship that LeBron brought to us a couple years ago.
And
I don't care what anybody says.
But I'll tell you
That's
right
one of
now.
the most difficult championships ever.
Okay, hold on.
Because of
there's
COVID.
at least 10,000 fans that I can honestly say that I've met that said, man, that championship don't count. He's not Kobe. He's not a Laker.
They must not be true Laker fans.
No, that's the thing. They are true Laker fans,
No.
and they all know LeBron.
Nah.
Look, they're happy their Lakers got another championship, but they'd be happier if LeBron wasn't there to do it.
If you're a Laker fan, you're going to support your team. You're going to support your team regardless. I don't want to hear this conditional, oh, man, nah, I don't really care about LeBron. Hey, man, unconditional.
No. Like I said, you was right to celebrate your team for when
Okay.
But were you happier for LeBron or happier for AD?
I was happy for my Lakers. At the end of the day, it's
just
it's the team.
I was happy for my Heat. But was I happy that LeBron was there? No.
Look, at the end of the day, it's about the name on the front than it is on the back.
Thank you.
Okay. If you're a team, doesn't matter what. LeBron can cross the hallway and go to the Clippers and open up their new arena, and I'll be happy. Oh, hey, we finally can hang a banner, not cover up banners. We can hang a banner.
See, Daniel keeps it real, man.
But I get it. He's great. He's great. I'll be happy to have a banner hang up there because it's all about the Clippers. The Clippers could be bottom of the league and win only 28 games so far, or they could win they can go 73-9 or something like that. And hey, I just want that ring. I got a Dodger ring.
God knows the Clippers need a ring, man.
Look, I got a Dodger ring. I got a Chief ring. I need hell. I even got a Stanley Cup for my Kings. Okay, I need the Clippers to win a championship in my lifetime.
Hey, you guys are lovable losers.
Hey. Watch it now. Still
You're lovable,
own you,
man. It's okay.
We beat you in the regular season.
Hey, that was your championship the other night. That was the championship right there, huh?
We're gonna hang our regular season beat the Laker banner.
See, that's why you guys will never win a championship, because you're more concerned about beating the Lakers than you are about winning a championship.
Yeah, I know. So
see, we always take you guys lightly, and you guys always come in and beat us.
Yeah,
go figure.
So what are we thinking about these rule changes, real quick?
I like the rule changes. I mean, look, James Harden has been obviously affected by the rule changes. I mean, no one's denying that. You know, if you look at his stats, you look at his, you know, his free throws per game, they've gone down considerably. But like I said, man, look, players got to adjust. Players have to adjust. That's what great players do. And despite what Joey says, I think James Harden is a heck of a player, and he'll make adjustments.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got what? No rip through. I'm making the shot, so now you can't rip through as you shoot the ball. That's a pretty good one. No launching in the defender backwards. Right? No, that's a great one. I hated that one.
Yeah.
I call it. You guys call it the Harden rule. I call it the Dirk rule. Okay, no kicking out. I call it Dirk Nowitzki rule. That dude made it gonna go in the Hall of Fame for that shot with that leg. Okay, and I like the offensive foul. No offensive foul when the pump fake, the whole get him in the air and then you bump against them and throw the ball. No, that ain't. I love that one. And bottom line is, I think we talk about real quick. We talk about NFL going and changing their rules for the offense. This is a league finally changing their rules for the defense. Get some defense.
That's what we keep saying, where the NBA is, when it comes to the bylaws, are kind of leaps and bounds ahead of the NFL. I don't want to get too much into that part, but I will say this. Did anybody see Chris Paul a few nights ago get mad when he's like, I'm sorry. So Young was coming across the floor and he got bumped and he threw his head back and the ref blew it. That's a rule that they normally haven't been blowing all season long. But Chris Paul turned, he's like, he threw himself back. I was rolling.
You know, you brought Chris Paul up. You ever think they get Ben Simmons to go team up with Chris Paul? I mean, I know you got the young cat over there. I mean,
Devin Booker.
Booker, but I originally had Simmons go to Phoenix. Then I said, nah, I don't think that's gonna work because you got Booker and Hart. But since Simmons is not a point guard, like you say,
no,
he's not a true point guard. So, I mean, you could actually play all three. Could that be a big three in Phoenix?
Actually, that is kind of beautiful. And you want to know what the beautiful part about that? Look, I can see that too. You want to know what the beautiful part about that is? Ben Simmons can go to Philadelphia and get critiqued all day long, and Chris Paul is never going to put it on live TV. He'll respect Chris Paul for doing it behind the scenes. LeBron will cuss you out on live TV like, what's wrong with you? Like he did, oh boy, in the finals. Chris Paul's going to do it behind closed doors. And obviously we saw it took years for Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan to kind of get worn down by it. But for a guy who's playing point guard, who's defensive centered, I think it would have worked beautiful with CP3. I honestly, I never even thought about that, but I think Daniel was like, well, Big Chief was thinking, well, they're not trading them to the East. I think that's where Daniel is stuck right there. They're not trading them to the East.
If CP3 is going to get a championship, they have that one missing piece. It could be Ben Simmons. I mean, that could I could see that. They're gonna have to make one more little adjustment there in order to get to get that championship for CP3. I think they're missing something. I can't quite put my finger on it, but they're missing something.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
But yeah, man. Like I said, Ben Simmons will fit in with a lot of teams. Despite his shooting liabilities, like I said, he does everything else that you could possibly want. That guy, like I said, there's room for improvement. There's a lot of guys that weren't great shooters, at the beginning of their career, and then, they develop that later. If you get them on the right team, good shooting coach, hell, if you remember when Lonzo Ball came into the league, people were dissecting how horrible his shooting form was, and you look at him now. A matter of a couple of years, he's a pretty decent shooter now. If you look at his 3-point percentage.
Yeah, I think I'm the only person who said I wanted Lonzo Ball in Miami. I think I'm the only person. I didn't want Kyle Lowry. I wanted Lonzo Ball. And everybody's like, but Lonzo's terrible. I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah.
I
think the Kyle Lowry move, that was risky because of his age. I think he's over the hill. But Pat Riley took a chance on him because of, his leadership, and he's been there before and won championships. But, I think Miami is built for the playoffs. They're not necessarily, built for the long run, the 82-game season. Like, you look at the Lakers also, it's a very, very old roster. And people have to realize 82-game season, these guys are going to get injured along the way. The team is built really for the playoffs, because if AD and LeBron are healthy come playoff time, okay, it's going to be difficult to beat the Lakers in a series.
Okay, that's and I got you on that. But let me add this part before we head right into this Clippers versus Lakers, which is because we saw the game the other night, so we got a lot to talk about there. But
Reggie Jackson, man.
Hold on. Right before Jackson. I get there.
October.
You were talking about Miami real quick. Miami's roster is built for both. You wonder why? Because our bench is deep.
Yeah.
You can take any of the 6-7 dudes from the bench, and they could go and get 20 minutes for any other team. So that being said, I'm going to talk about one part that happened on Twitter. LeBron celebrating Mr. October for defeating the Lakers. I want to hear both y'all, what both y'all got to think about that.
Hey, man, look. When a guy's playing like that,
Real recognizes
you just got to give him his props. I mean, he was
unstoppable. Real recognizes real.
Yeah.
That's just like you got your. I know you're gonna smirk, but that's just like, if you got when Patrick Mahomes won, and the first thing he did was go all the way and go find Josh Allen and give him a big hug and say,
you got to take your hat off to him. That's all you can do. You got to give when guys play at that level, all you can do is just tip your hat to him.
You call Reggie Jackson Mr. October. I call Reggie Jackson Mr. March and Mr. May.
That's
he's Mr.
right,
May.
because the Clippers don't never make it deep into the playoffs. You're right.
No, that's right. He's Mr. May. And maybe I get him Mr. June. But
that's more fitting. That's more fitting right there.
He's Mr. May. But what I really don't like is that whole trade. See, that's why I'm saying that they just basically blew it up, because you get Covington and Powell for Bledsoe, Winslow, Johnson, and the draft pick. I get Winslow. He only averaged 4 points a game. He didn't really play. I don't know what the Justice Winslow that got drafted in Miami.
He's a facilitator and a defender. He's not a predominant scorer like that.
Facilitator. He averaged 1 assist.
Well,
what's he facilitating to?
Look at the minutes per game.
The bench, and then you get Bledsoe, who averages 10 points. But then you get these other guys, and you guys know what PIE stands for?
P-I-E. I'm
Pie.
not hungry right now, but
No,
I'm
I
pretty sure
understand you
that's
guys
pie.
say pie, right? No, it's called player impact estimate. That's this
Okay.
new rule that they're doing. I'll put it this way: Michael Jordan had a 27.8, okay, player impact. LeBron James had a 24.6, I think, his impact. 80. The guys that they got now, their impacts are 9 and 7. I mean, they're not impacting the game. They're not gonna win you a game. They're not gonna do anything. You might they're basically bench fillers. It's just called cap release to say, hey, we can maybe get a third guy in the offseason to go with George and Kawhi. So that's what I'm saying. This was just a dump fill because I know you like Robert Covington, 8.6 boards and 1 assist per game, but his impacts is 7.
His perimeter defender. Okay.
Okay,
PIE. Okay, PIE.
Sometimes that can be deceiving too.
Huh?
Right.
That could. I mean, sometimes all of these measurables that they have now. Sometimes that can be deceiving because you don't really know. Like I said, certain players, if they go to a different team, those numbers might look a little different.
Correct, but I'm just saying, as far as just like, okay, I get Norman Powell, like he do averages about 20 points a game, so you need your score, another scorer to go with Reggie Jackson. But I mean, it's a wash when it comes to Bledsoe and Powell.
But the bigger question is, what is Portland planning on doing? Are they actually thinking about trading Dame at some point?
Yes.
They have to.
Okay, but before we jump to that, let me hit. Come on, Big Chief. If you got, not right now because he's hurt, if you got that guy, Dame, on your team, how do you expect a guy to be efficient when that guy is getting 20, 25 shots a game and he's a ball handler? He runs the team and he's the scorer. Everything goes through him. How do you expect everybody else to be efficient? He's not Ben Simmons who passes. He's not LeBron who passes. He's not Lonzo Ball who passes, who have, high, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to consider Powell, who I guess you're not going to trade. That dude's getting 18 or 20 a game.
Day-to-day Powell, day-to-day Covington.
Yes, day-to-day Powell, every day-to-day he's going to get you 18.
We'll see
and he can play the perimeter. And then you guys got Robert Covington. That dude is don't leave him alone at the 3-point line. And don't let him one-on-one because he's getting a steal.
We shall see. We shall see. Numbers to me don't lie. I'm a numbers guy, especially in basketball. I'm a numbers guy.
Hey, Danny, though, but I mean, you guys weren't using Bledsoe anyways. I mean, so
no, I get that.
They were. He was getting 10 points a game. He was a point killer for them and a perimeter defender.
I think it's a win. I think it's a win-win.
I do too.
For both Bledsoe didn't get diddly do on against the last game. Maybe because they thought they knew he was gonna get traded, but he didn't get that many points for I'm pulling up the box score real quick. So Bledsoe got in 20 minutes, that dude only had 7 points. In 20 minutes, 7 points, 3 out of 8. So it's like you're not helping yourself. Okay, yeah. I mean, off the bench. I mean, the only one off the bench that actually did anything was Kennard, and that's because he had 10 points, which is 2 out of 4 for 3. And honestly, if it wasn't for Reggie Jackson's 25 and Morris's 29, we beat you by 1. I mean, come on. It was a lucky shot by Reggie Jackson. So it wasn't like, we owned you.
Can we break down? Can we break down that last play? Defensively, what the hell was Russell Westbrook doing?
Trying to get the steal. Don't act like he wasn't trying to get the steal.
Come on, man.
It was
Matador defense.
No, it was a switch. It was obvious. And then Russ looked back and he ran and tried to get the steal. He ran to the point. Player was going this way. Russ was going this way. He was trying to grab the ball.
Left poor little Austin Reeves out there in an island.
Who?
Rook. Austin Reeves. He's a rook.
No. Other guy.
He's one of the youngest players on the Lakers. He's actually
That's my point. You know what?
No.
If Frank Vogel would have been smarter. I would have had Avery Bradley on the floor, because Bradley, if you watch the first couple quarters of that game, he was on Reggie. He was on him. He was making him work. And I don't understand why they went away from that. I don't understand why Avery Bradley wasn't on the floor defensively at the end of that game.
And Bledsoe, just to add, Bledsoe is top 50 in the league in assists. He does pass the ball. He scores 10 points a game, as you added. And his PER is low, but then again, he's a filler starter back and forth. He's not exactly a full-time starter. So.
No, Bledsoe's a solid backup. He's a solid backup, man.
Yeah, and that's what they got him for.
Yeah. Did you have Ariza on the final drive in that defense?
Ariza, come on, man. Ariza's 80 years old. Him and Udonis Haslem were part of the same draft. Come on, man. Like, that's asking way too much. You know? It's asking way too much from an old guy. Come on, man. You can't. I mean, there's only like 2-3 guys in the NBA that are collecting 2 checks. They got the retirement check, and then they got the NBA check. You know, and Udonis is one of them. Ariza is part of that club. I mean, we got quite a few of them on our roster. We got a lot of
Carmelo's not part of that club.
But hey, Carmelo's been great. I don't know what he's been drinking. He found the fountain of youth, but Carmelo's been great.
He's happy playing with his friend.
Yeah, like I said, look, the Lakers, this Laker team is constructed for the playoffs. So, like I said, all we got to do is get in.
Can you get there?
And if we're healthy, be careful.
You're 3 games under.
Watch out.
You're 3 games under with LeBron coming to. I think
you know what? Tonight. I'm hearing LeBron might suit up against the Knicks tonight.
Suit up.
Yeah.
I'm hearing LeBron staying off because he wants to be traded back to Cleveland to play with them kids. That's what I'm.
Come on, Joey. Stop reading all that nonsense, man. Where are you reading this stuff?
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But let me go ahead and add for Big Chief. Were you aware that Bledsoe and Reggie Jackson had the same PER rating, and a more efficient passer was Bledsoe, but the more efficient scorer was Jackson? So you gave up a passer, kept a score, and gained another score with perimeter defense. So you got you got 2 bigger defenders and let go of Bledsoe. So that's the reason for the trade. Seemingly looking at that.
Well, you needed someone to get the ball in the basket, so you had to trade Bledsoe. Okay, I you know what I'm saying? Okay, I get it. You had to trade Bledsoe. I'm just like, yo, because I figured there might have been something else better out there. You know, especially like you said, if your 2 stars aren't coming back, what are you doing? You're
fighting.
Are you? Because
I'm sorry. Don't quit.
He may not quit, but guess what? This roster ain't doing it.
Tyronn Lue is now taking
how dare you question Jerry West?
I know that much.
How dare you question Jerry West, Daniel?
I'm going to question Jerry West.
Thank you.
By the way, you guys don't even like Jerry West anymore.
He's the logo.
I've always liked Jerry West.
I'm talking about the Lakers.
Look,
the Lakers don't like Jerry. Once he put the Clippers on, they're like, we'll take that jersey off the rafters.
We recently took his season tickets. No more. No more, Jerry.
Next thing you know, you're gonna take the jersey off the rafters. You're like, hey, so who wants to wear 44? It's available. LeBron, you want to wear 44?
Hey, they're gonna change. They're gonna change the logo. It's not gonna be Jerry anymore.
But look, I'm just sorry, but this roster: Nicholas Batum, Morris, Ibaka, Jackson, Kofi, Hardenstein, Bledsoe, or not Bledsoe anymore, but Covington.
Yeah, Morris is getting traded.
Powell, right?
Morris is gone.
Yeah, Leonard.
Oh, I'll take the other Morris in Miami.
Boston.
I would love to have both twins. I would love to have both of them.
Call Pat Riley, man. Get them on the phone. They're going to
unload. Jerry West is going to unload these people.
Yeah.
He's got to get money. Like you said, we don't have a draft pick, right? So he got to get money to hopefully bring another star to make a big 3. but I don't see this team. This team
Daniel,
is
let me ask you a
500.
question, and I want you to be honest with me. Do you guys regret trading Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
No, I regret not getting Patrick Beverly.
That's deep. That I don't even think I don't even think he caught the emotion on that question.
I regret. I want Patrick Beverly back.
You want Patrick Beverly back?
I want my defender back.
That little chihuahua?
You did that one.
Yes.
Oh, man. That's not going to make a difference. That's not going to help you much.
It would when they get those 2 stars back.
But
we still need a third person to play with those 2 guys, though. We need somebody. And
man,
I think we need a center. Because I don't know.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I hate to break it to you, Daniel, but that championship window is closing.
Oh, I know.
It's closing quickly.
Oh, I know. But, I mean, it's probably a lot.
When you guys, I'm going to be honest with you, man. When you guys made that move, right? When you decided to pair up Kawhi with Paul George, even though you had to give up a lot to get those guys, I really thought that you guys were going to be contenders.
Hey, we were right there. I honestly, if Kawhi don't get hurt last year, I think we break the curse. We finally get in there. Okay, I think we finally get where we need to go. If he doesn't,
like you said, it's a curse, man, and you guys are just cursed.
Yeah. Well, guess what? If I gotta wait, I waited 50 years for. I waited 20-something years for a freaking Chief championship. I'll wait a little bit longer for another.
Okay. Anything is possible, man. If the Bengals can make the Super Bowl, anything's possible.
Yes, ain't that the truth?
Okay, I have a really personal question for Ramiro. I really want you to look into this question because it's kind of 3 parts.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with a small story and I'm going to lead right into the question. I just don't want it to be a bullet to the dome because it's going to sound kind of personal, but it's really a serious question. So we saw LeBron be a great defender under the tutelage of Larry Brown for many years. Then we saw that he had to go to a different culture in Miami to learn how to win championships with D. Wade and Pat Riley. Then he went and he took his talents right back to Cleveland to do exactly what he learned from Miami. And then he said, okay, I don't want to be in this toxic situation anymore, and went to the LA Lakers. Now, all 3 of those spots, and now that he's in LA and he's with Russell Westbrook, we're seeing him play different on a scale that we would have never seen him play like that before. So how do you respect a man in basketball, not off the court, in basketball, to not have a real identity on the court?
You mean as a whole, as far as the Laker roster?
No, as LeBron James as a whole, and he just happens to end up on your team. So this is not your
Joey, you got to understand, man. If you look at last year's roster, there's three guys that were on that roster last year.
3 of them?
Yes.
Okay, 2.
So it's unrealistic for people to think, oh, man, the chemistry is going to be immediate, right? And it takes a while, man. To be honest with you, I wish they would have kept guys like Caruso and other guys because the team had good chemistry. And when you lose guys like that, it hurts, man. It may not seem like it. If you look at it on paper, right, Caruso, not going to give you much stat-wise, but his hustle plays, the stuff that's not on the stat sheet at the end of the game. You need guys like that.
Yes.
And the Lakers right now, they're like you said, they still don't have an identity. It's damn near the All-Star break, and it doesn't help when you've had your best players injured, off and on. It's really difficult to figure out what your identity is. But ultimately, like I said, at the end of the day, if you have a healthy AD and you have a healthy LeBron, Okay. And then you have guys like Malik Monk who have been great additions. Okay. The Lakers can be a problem in the playoffs. You don't want to see them in a long series. That's all I'm
I
saying.
do.
Be careful
I
what you
do.
wish for.
You
But
trading
now,
Russ? Because if you don't trade Russ, you ain't getting the playoff.
Yeah, I mean
okay,
Ross is obviously, that's the $1 million question. What's going to happen with Russ? I
44
just hope there's someone out there willing to take him off our hands. I'd much rather have, a Ben Simmons who doesn't need the ball all the time, who's not a turnover machine. If we get rid of Russ, for me, it would be addition by subtraction. I'll be happy because
Okay,
I
well, how
never
about
thought he
this?
was going to be a good fit with the Lakers to begin with,
Okay,
and
let, let,
it's proven correct.
okay. Daniel, he heard my episode, my love letter to Russell Westbrook. Let me explain to you why I know Russ can fit, but why he won't fit in this system in LA. Everybody keeps saying, well, Russ doesn't fit, Russ doesn't fit, Russ doesn't fit. LeBron is playing exactly how Russ is playing, and it seems to work. Let me just ask you a question. Did you guys think of just giving him the team? We still have not seen that. LeBron is still running the team, and then when you have another alpha who's coming to run the team, and then you guys say, no, he's going to run the team. We've seen this before.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember when D-Wade was scoring 29, 30 points in the finals, and what was LeBron doing? He was sitting in the corner. Why? Because LeBron's an alpha and he didn't know what to do with himself. Well, Russ is an alpha who doesn't know what to do with himself when you got LeBron on the court. Why do you think it's just when they're on the court when it doesn't work? Notice when it's 5 shooters with Russ, it works. Didn't we just see Russ in Houston do that with James Harden? It worked.
Man, that's why.
It worked. But what happened? James Harden wasn't showing up for practice, and Russ got tired of James Harden.
That's why I think Russ would be a great fit in Philly because they want somebody who's not afraid to shoot. Let me tell you, Russ is not afraid to shoot, and sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes that's not. Let me tell you, hey, it fits perfect, man.
Okay, so hold on. So we're gonna talk about Russ and how he shoots, but we don't talk about what was it? LeBron's last 3 games. What was he like? 4 of 25 from the 3-point line. But nobody talks about that. All they keep talking about is LeBron is averaging 29 points.
Joey, you're focusing. Joey, you're focusing on the last couple of games before he got injured. But little did you know he was playing injured at that point. But prior to that, he had been having a very solid season. But he had to shut it down, right? At a certain point, if you're not 100%, you got to shut it down because you're just going to re-aggravate the injury and make it worse. So, I hope that if he does come back tonight, I hope that he's 100% or at least close to 100% because we don't need him to get re-injured again because that just sets us back, man. Like I said, this team needs to, we're at the point of the season where they need to figure it out. And Frank Vogel, who's supposed to be, this great defensive coach, he has not been able to figure it out, man.
Oh, wait. Okay. Just one thing that we know about basketball. What do you need to play defense? You don't need height. You don't need
a rim
talent,
defender,
you don't
for
need
one.
skill. What do you need?
You need a rim defender. AD has been hurt. I mean, guys like Dwight Howard have stepped in and helped, but I mean, Dwight Howard is not AD at this point of his career. I mean, let's be honest here. AD is, when he's healthy, he's a top 3 player in this league. I mean, there's not many big guys that can do what he does. It's very limited. There's a guy in Milwaukee, the Greek Freak. Rudy Gobert is a great rim defender, but he's not going to give you much offensively. I mean, it used to be that centers were the focal point of the NBA. Now, there's very few, good, solid big men. I mean, this is the Steph Curry era. This is the little guy era. I mean, that's just what it is.
Like I said, I hear you, but like I said, you only really need one characteristic to play defense. You have no energy and you have no hustle. You got one guy, some funny looking skinny dude, and he hustles. And that dude plays. When was the last time we seen Melo play defense? I think he was in Denver. We ain't seen LeBron play defense since Miami.
Yeah, I mean, Melo's one-dimensional. I mean, no one's expecting him to be a great defensive player. We know what Melo brings to the table.
Right.
And that's buckets. He's going to get you buckets.
Right.
He's going to be a liability defensively. But you know what? You're willing to live with that.
Right. And Kendrick Nunn is not a defender. Kendrick is going to put the ball in the hole.
Kendrick Nunn has done none. He's done nothing for us, man. I mean,
I got something for Kendrick Nunn. This is what happened.
Water boy.
Here, this is what happened when he got on the court. Yep, there it is. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you talk about just milking it. He's just milking it.
I would say one thing. I mean, people leave Miami, they just seem not to be the same. There's a reason for it.
Are you really missing Kendrick Nunn?
No, it's not about me.
Do you want him back? You want him back? We'll give him to you.
It's not about me missing Kendrick Nunn. What it is about is the fact that y'all don't have the right people around him to get that fight out of him. Sometimes it's not the money you make and the job you have. Sometimes you got to be at the right place at the right time, and LA ain't the right place at the right time.
Yeah, apparently he's not a good fit for Kendrick Nunn. So we'll be glad to give him back to you guys. If you want to maybe throw Tyler Hero our way.
I'll give you $25 and we can have him back.
Really?
And he'll come and he'll score 20 points for us.
Man, like I said, I haven't seen him on the court, so until I see him on the court.
And you'll be so mad if you trade him back because you're gonna be like, wait, where was that when he was here? Because it's not the culture. Y'all don't have a culture. Your coach follows LeBron. Your general manager follows LeBron. I don't want Buddy Hield. I don't want Russell Westbrook. Okay, you wanted Russell Westbrook and never let him do what he does. He got on TV and kept saying, "Oh, I want you to do what you do."
Yeah, but like I said, man, it's really hard to establish a culture, because the turnover rate was such that this whole roster, man, is a completely, renovated roster. So, it's unrealistic to expect a team to have great chemistry.
I will say one thing. The Lakers remind me of that bag of Lay's potato chips in the back of the cupboard since 1993. They're just old and stale. I mean, what?
That's fine. That's the narrative. We knew going into the season. Yeah, it's a very old roster, but like I said, we're built for the playoffs. We're not built. Like I said, you guys fail to see that this team is built for the playoffs. All we got to do is get into the playoffs, and if, like I said, our main guys are healthy, nobody wants to see us in the playoffs.
Big Chief.
Yeah.
You've been kind of silent for these last ones. I know we've been going back and forth, but what is your real assessment of the LA Lakers moving forward? Because me personally, I don't think it works while LeBron is running this team. You?
So the assessment in this team is they're geriatric, right? They got old. They got older. Yeah, they made themselves great for the playoffs, right? And chemistry takes a while to gel. So I mean, as of right now, I don't even think you guys are in the playoffs. I mean, maybe you.
No, right now, we're on the outside.
I'm saying like. I know that, but I mean, like, and I'm not gonna say like, yeah, obviously, if the season ended today, we're not in the playoffs. But I'm thinking just the route you guys are going right now, at least until the All-Star break, this team's not gonna get it done now.
Oh yeah, it's not an ideal situation. Like I said, health is important. I see that.
Yeah,
AARP. I see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
hey man,
I mean,
like I said, don't count those old guys out. Don't count them out.
I don't count them out in per se, but I do count them and say if they something has to be done. And I don't think the way your team is built right now is not going. Somebody's gonna.
No, I
leave,
agree. No, I
right?
agree. Look, I agree. They have to make some type of move here at the All-Star break, here at the trade deadline. They have to make something happen because currently the team as it's constructed, because we're not getting anything from guys like Kendrick Nunn that was supposed to come and provide, some help. They have to look elsewhere and find something to help the team.
And I'm sorry, but you guys need to get younger at center, right? And just to help an AD out, you guys needed somebody in center. So if I was the Lakers, hear me out. I'm trading Russ, right? I'm probably trading Carmelo. Thank you for coming, but guess what? Sorry, you're a little too late to play with your buddy. I need some other people. You're not Portland with Carmelo either.
Well, yeah, we got to sacrifice somebody.
Right? And
somebody has to be sacrificed.
So, it's like going to the Wolves. And you know what I'm doing? And I know his stock has dropped a lot. But there's this team that you guys are playing tonight, and there's a certain player across that you guys used to have. I'm calling them and asking them, hey, can he come back? Can he come home?
Who, Randall?
Bring him home. Yes. Bring Julius Randle home. Bring Julius Randle home. He'll help you guys out.
I've been saying that.
Nah, man. Look, the Knicks aren't giving up Julius Randle.
I know they're not going to give up Randle, but his stock is dropping. If the Knicks, the Knicks are 24 and 28, probably 24 and 29 tonight. They're not going nowhere. So why not get draft picks?
Yeah, but come on, man. It's the New York Knicks we're talking about.
And you eat it.
They don't necessarily make the smartest moves.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
So they don't make the smartest moves. Trade Julius Randle back home. Get some draft picks.
Oh, look, man.
Get some expiring contracts.
I would love Julius Randle. I would love to bring Julius Randle back.
But that's who I think you guys need. You need someone like Julius Randle back.
Oh, look, I'll take him with open arms, but it's not going to happen. New York's not going to trade him. I think the more realistic trade for the Lakers, to be honest with you, because we all know AD doesn't like to play center. We all know he doesn't play the 5. He doesn't like to play the 5 for whatever reason. So if they could, get on the phone with Indiana, okay, and try to get Miles Turner over here,
that would make sense.
And say, hey, we'll give you Russ, give us Miles Turner. We slide Miles Turner, at center, and then AD can play the 4 where he's comfortable. And I think, we're.
I get it, but look, either way, we're both in agreement. Russ got to be part of this trade.
Oh, he's got to go.
He got to go.
He's got to go.
I know 2 ounces you're in love with, but guess what? This
Joey.
This is what the Lakers can do.
Joey,
Lakers can trade.
He's fool's gold, Joey. He's fool's gold.
Since 2 wallets.
Fool's gold.
Hear me out. Since 2 wallets loves Russ so much, he can go to Russ and the Lakers go get Bam.
Okay? Yeah. You want to do that, Joey?
Right. Joe, you want to make that trade? Bam for Russ.
Give us Bam. Man, I'll do that. I'll do that. Man, in a heartbeat.
I'm bringing up the best defensive player in the league.
But you love Russ. You love you some Russ.
You know what? Heck, at this point, I'll take you down as Haslam.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I love Russ, but I would not
just to up our age average a little more.
I'm sorry.
So you give out Walkers?
Look. I got to think too now. I can't just go with my heart. So what my head says is, if I trade Russ for Udonis Haslem, we're going to be $24 million automatically over the salary cap.
Joey,
Harden only makes $1 million.
Joey,
So,
everybody loves Russell Westbrook until he's on your team.
On your team.
Hold on.
Let me tell you, man. Hey,
hold on.
Before he came to the Lakers, he looked like a shiny Ferrari. And now that he's on the Lakers, I'm like, man, what is this?
It's a busted hoop.
He has single-handedly devalued the triple-double, Joey.
That's not fair, first of all. And Big Chief, I think Mama's talking to you. But okay. So no. I don't want him in Miami because we don't run that system. We have a specific system in Miami that we run. Okay? First of all, run and shoot offenses would work perfect for him. There are 3 teams that run and shoot offenses. It's just funny. OKC is one of them now, but it's only because they're younger. Chicago, but they have a point guard. And I want to say Washington, but Washington and Beal were actually good together if you look at the numbers. But for some reason, they had to give them up because they didn't want to pay the luxury tax, apparently. That was the problem with having Russell Washington. So, and now they want to pay that man they want to pay Bill 200 bills. I mean, that 200 million is a lot of money.
Fool's gold, Joey.
Yeah, that's right. Bradley Beal is fool's gold. That's right.
No, Bradley Beal.
No. All jokes aside,
hey.
I said 2 years ago, I don't know why the Lakers haven't traded for Bradley Beal yet.
Bradley Beal's a baller, man. Look, at this point, I'm so tired of Russ that, you know what? I'll be willing to trade him to Houston for John Wall. I don't care.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Back at the
Send
trade.
him back to
How
Houston.
about we do this? How about you trade the guy who's always hurt? He was hurt in New Orleans. He's hurt in LA. How about trading Anthony Davis?
No, man. Come on now. That's the man we built this team around. Come on now.
That's the man you built the team around?
Even though he's a little brittle. He's a little brittle.
A little brittle?
But when he's healthy, hey, he's a handful.
I'm sorry, there's this connection. Brittle,
Don't you disrespect the brow like that. Come on now.
Look, you know when he bought that Bentley, he shaved the brow. So let's just go ahead and call that dude absent-minded.
Even though he didn't make the All-Star team this year. How do you guys feel about the All-Star teams?
Oh, that's a good question.
You guys are happy with the starters and the reserves?
Yeah.
Butler made it and Bam made it. I'm good.
It's an all-star team, right? So it's like
You guys think LaMelo should have made the All-Star team?
Yes.
But who do you remove?
Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on.
Garland?
No.
I was surprised that Andrew Wiggins is actually a starter. And my boy Luka is on the bench. How is that possible?
Who again?
Luka on the bench. He's coming off the bench, not even a starter.
So the East got Durant, Giannis, DeRozan, Embiid, Young,
Garland,
and why they got Durant twice? I don't know why. Oh, Durant was the captain, and then
you
got
Darius Garland on that roster.
On the reserves, it's Jimmy Butler, Garland, Harden, Levine, Middleton, Tatum, Van Vliet, who's still around.
Yeah, I would remove Garland. I would swap Ball for Garland.
No, I meant like the only reason why I say that is because the only reason why I said that is because he's on Toronto, which is, I mean, they're good, but they're so
yeah, I got you.
On the decline.
And then in decline, yeah. In the West, they got Curry, LeBron, Jokic, Morant, Wiggins. Reserves is Booker, Doncic, Gobert, Green, Draymond Green, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, who should have been a starter, and Anthony Towns. So those are your
Yeah, Luca should be a starter for me.
I think
Luka is getting used to a system. He hasn't played at that I'm alone player all stat level that he was last year.
right.
That's
But
the reason why he's not a starter.
how's Chris Paul, the potential MVP, not a starter?
Because he's 374 years old.
Again, hating. Because you're hating. You hate, man. You need to stop hating on
Man,
two
there's
players.
There's a lot of ageism,
You
man.
hate on two players every year, and they both fool you. They both. I want those two to team up again and win a title. And
he may be old, but he's playing at a very high level.
You know who I want them to beat? I want them to beat Miami so they can shut my man up and say that this is it. Because I want Harden and Paul team up again somewhere in the West and beat Miami in the finals. And then I don't have to hear any more about.
You know what?
If
they team up,
two guys.
Let me just tell you what will happen. They'll get to the finals, and then CP3 will be like, "Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg." And then Harden will be like, "Why didn't you guys give me the foul?" And then Miami will win in 5 games. I mean, I don't care. Give them Pop, give them any coach you want to, and put those two together. I guarantee if they went up against Miami in a 7-game series on a neutral site or wherever, they're losing in 5 games to this Miami squad.
Okay. So what do you guys like better since the NHL All-Star game was on this today and the Pro Bowl's on tomorrow and MLB All-Star game is pretty good and NBA? What is I put up a poll. I put up a poll on SportsDaddyTV on Twitter. What All-Star game is better? Which one do you like?
Oh man. Hey, did you guys see Micah Parsons just burn your guy? I know you guys saw that. I know you saw that.
This just got personal. This just got
you
personal.
saw that.
The chief looked like he got stuck on the couch.
You got a linebacker outrunning you.
Mm-hmm. So
no, I don't really watch to be honest, I don't watch the hockey All-Star game. I'll watch a little bit of the Pro Bowl. There's not much hidden going on. It's like a flag football game, to be honest. I guess I would have to give the edge to the Pro Bowl.
All right. So what I got right, I got a poll question going up right now, and it's for a day, but we got like out of a couple people here. 37% says MLB, 27% says NBA, 18%.
Oh, are we talking about all the leagues?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 major leagues.
Yeah, I would. You know what? I would rank it probably NBA first because that's always fun to watch. Yeah. You got the dunk contest. You got the 3-point contest.
Skills competition.
Yeah, and then probably MLB second, then NFL, and then maybe NHL.
So I have to go with. If you go with skills competition besides the actual game itself, because if I had to go to the game itself, I'm sorry, I'm picking NHL. They do 3-on-3 hockey, and they did Metropolitan, Central, Pacific, and Atlantic, and it's 3-on-3 hockey, and so scores were going quick, and they do tournament style, so it's like, they do a little bracket style, which was fun, but the skills competition with them is kicking, hitting the I think they played because they're in Vegas, they played 21 with the puck and a bunch of big old cards. I like the accuracy. I like the accuracy shooting, which is great. And then this year, you got a strobe light like Joey.
We're at the club, man. Yeah.
and then they had the blindfold competition.
Yeah, Joey, get it, Joey.
Yeah. Then they had the blindfold competition.
Ooh, kill him! Ooh, kill him!
So
there we go.
They had that blindfold competition.
That was cool.
To hit the balloon. And I got kind of bummed because they didn't have it in Orlando this year. The NFL skills challenge stuff like that. That's actually pretty cool. The accuracy and then the dodgeball at the very end, which is always fun. I'd have to put that second. The NBA All-Star game, I probably put third, but it's like I like the 3-point shooting contest and the skill stuff. I'm really over the dunk contest. It's like I seen a dunk is a dunk is a dunk is a dunk. I mean, yeah, they're some of them are cool. And then the home run derby, well, because there's no more steroids in the ball in baseball, it's fun, especially when you get the guy on the roll. If the guy gets on the roll, though, that's probably like I probably would have to put that on third behind the dunk contest. Is because if I think about it, because of when the guy's on a roll, especially the guy at the very end when he has to hit X amount of, because they're hitting like 15, 16.
They get tired.
They get real tired towards the end of the rounds. But
Yeah,
as of
right.
right now,
they should allow someone to come out and give them a little booster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Right in the butt.
Yeah, we all know chicks need the long ball.
Get some cream, get some cream in the clear, put it in the hands, and get going.
First of all, that's a B12 shot. It's not steroids, okay? And my
We'll call it that. We'll call it that.
The B12 shot
B12.
should be in the Hall of Fame, Mr. B12 shot, okay? And second of all, love the dunk contest. And for the first time, I watched the fastest hockey player. Dude, that was kind of exciting for me. And then again, I hate it, but the cheetah looked like a house cat when they came to the linebacker. I don't know. That would be interesting to watch again, especially if they got a few more cats in there. Because honestly, if King Henry was healthy, I would love to see where King Henry would place, because we've seen that dude get up to 24 miles an hour. Just saying.
Yeah. So as far as the game itself goes, like I said, I think hockey is probably the best actual game itself. Baseball, NBA, and then obviously the Pro Bowl, because it's like, yeah, okay.
Hey, Danny, but is it more competitive, the hockey? I mean, are they checking guys?
Oh, well, they're not checking, like fully checking, but they hit and they are competitive, because they're like, I mean, the ref kind of they don't have the icing. They kind of went down. I think they actually called like 2 offsides for the first time in a hockey all-star game, but they're really competitive when it comes to scoring, right? It's not like the NBA to where the first 2 quarters are like, yeah, we're just gonna have like a mini dunk contest and a alley-oop and stuff like that, and it's not. And well, with the NFL, the Pro Bowl, obviously, the Pro Bowl is the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? It's never been good. I personally liked it back when they did the fantasy draft and they had like Deion Sanders and everybody go ahead and pick their players. So you had like teammates versus teammates. So you can be like, oh, this is what happened in practice. But I mean,
Cooper Kupp would still shake. What's his name? The corner from Jacksonville. Name's placing right now.
Jalen Ramsey.
Hey,
Jalen Ramsey.
A little prediction. Cooper Kupp will be the Super Bowl MVP. You saw it here first.
Cooper Kupp, if we're jumping there, Big Chief, that's Wednesday's episode, right?
I'm getting ahead of myself, but
yeah you are. I technically have a Super Bowl. Like I said, guys, we're finishing up here for everybody who's watching. Thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Like I said, we're finishing up. We're just pretty much talking like boys right now. This is how we do. So,
you know what, Ramiro? Check in on Wednesday. Everybody check in Wednesday for my Super Bowl MVP and winner picks.
Oh, no.
Check in Wednesday.
I know that eyebrow. I know that. You're picking Joe Burrow?
Check on
Wednesday. No.
Cool Joe. Cool Joe.
Check
First
Wednesday.
Of all, you know what? Okay, let's talk about this name, Cool Joe. That's not his name. He ain't earned it.
He ain't Montana.
Okay? First of all, Ray Lewis dubbed somebody Cool Joe, and it was not Joe Burrow. It was my man Joe Flacco or Joe Flacco, depending on what people call him. Joe Flacco is the most underrated postseason quarterback of time.
Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco. Joe freaking Flacco?
Joe Flacco is the most underrated postseason quarterback of all time. If you don't believe it, look it up.
Joey has the coldest takes.
Joey.
You talk about, man.
Joey, do me a favor. When we get off here, I will text you my NBC Peacock information. And you need to watch the 6th episode of that Joe Montana documentary.
Oh,
And
no.
The original. The original Cool Joe.
Okay. No question.
And
No
that
doubt.
man is the only Cool Joe there ever is and ever will be.
Hold on. That was Cool Joe Montana, not Joe Cool, like y'all was saying about Joe Burrow. Joe Cool's name is taken. Cool Joe is Montana. And the reason why they called him Cool Joe is because he also had dog in him. So it ran twice over.
Joe Cool, Cool Joe, Under Pressure, Joe Montana. Okay. To quote my man Bret Hart, the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be is Joe Cool, Cool Joe Montana.
Yes, sir. I agree.
And you know what? If we get Stevie Ray on the show, we'll see if he agrees with Bret Hart being the best there is, best was, and best there ever will be. Okay? So.
Don't get me started on wrestling.
We'll do it.
No,
hey, speaking of which, we got like 10 minutes, I guess. How long are we going, man? We're going like an hour and 20 already.
Hey, as long as
jet flying.
No, look.
Okay.
Rolex wearing.
I'm gonna take this right here. I'm gonna break this breaking news on in the mic. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We got the Wild Men from the Dolphin Show. We got Ramiro. We got myself. Maybe even SoCal. Maybe even 2 wallets. Now, I don't know when because I got 3 shows now this week. We do 3 shows a week now. But maybe we can do it in the mic or maybe even a wrestling edition.
You know what?
Because now we have to wait.
Oh, yeah.
To WrestleMania season. So after this last pay-per-view, we could talk WrestleMania and we can even sprinkle in a little AEW and we can do a little wrestling show. I'm thinking we do one on we can either do one on In the Mic or we could do one because after the Super Bowl, we can even do one on the Coastal Bros on a Wednesday. We can do a Wednesday night wrestling show. I don't mind.
I'm
Look,
down.
I already told you that I want to talk about the WWE and AEW because now you have to bring AEW in. Only if my man Ramiro comes on a couple of these shows, I'm down to talk about his wrestling, as he so eloquently put it.
Hey, I'm down to do it. I'm down to do a wrestling podcast. A wrestling, just show. It's not gonna be like every week show. It's just gonna be, hey, we have a special Coastal Bros. We're talking wrestling today. After the Super Bowl, right before, after the Super Bowl, since we have a little bit of time with the NBA and maybe baseball or whatever. I think we
sounds
should
good to me.
What do you think, 2 wallets? Give me a thumbs up.
Give him a woo! Ooh, yeah!
Okay.
Ooh, yeah!
Woo!
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
And I'll bring these 24-inch pythons. Okay? I gonna do the Macho Man. Yeah.
Are you sure you want to come into my territory? Because I keep telling you, if you want this show, you want to do it, you have got to
man.
call in. And I'm
When
telling
I was a kid,
right now, you got to subscribe on YouTube. Hit us up on Sports Daddy TV. Oh, yeah.
Hey, when I was a kid, man, I used to say to myself, how does Macho Man have all that energy, man? And then I learned, he used to like to dance with the white lady. Ooh, yeah.
I got something in my
little boogie sugar.
I got some allergies going on around here.
That was Red Bull before Red Bull.
X,
Ain't
go
nothing
give me a
great.
napkin.
No,
Ah,
there's one right there.
Man, this show is falling off the rails.
I think this happens when you go 24 minutes over.
We're getting canceled.
We're done.
oh man.
All right,
Wrap this
fellas.
up. Wrap this up, bud.
Romero.
Dinner time.
Again,
It's dinner time.
I was just Ramiro, again, thank you for coming on.
Always
Big
fun.
day.
Always fun.
Thank you both guys for being on the official first show of In the Mic with Joey Two Wallets. You guys already know I'm completely off the cuff. That's usually how I roll anyway. I lovely speaking with the NBA with both of you guys. Yeah, that's the whole point, Rashawn. We gotta have some of the comedy on here. Yeah, we silly all day long. Again, see you guys. I guess I'm filling in the Saturday bracket because it was open. So In the Mic with Joey Two Wallets will be on Saturdays, and undisclosed date is going to be for the final episode of a series that I have not dropped yet. That is going to be the Versus Saga. And the quarterback in my Versus Saga going against history and current quarterbacks is going to be Carson Wentz. So I'm going to get with
Keep them
Big
coming, man. Keep them coming. Keep churning them out.
Yep. So those of you guys, again, YouTube, Facebook, follow, like, subscribe, and personally, we want you to stalk us here. So come and stalk us. You know what I'm saying? And then, if you want to drop some money, it's all good too. Big Chief, we got to get that app. You know what I'm saying? With the money on it. Yeah, we got to work that out.
We're about to blow out these Knicks, baby.
So
Blow out
again,
these Knicks.
if you have not heard me say it once, twice, I'm going to say it a third time. Follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube. Love, follow, and stalk us, y'all. Have a blessed, beautiful, and wonderful evening. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.